Jacob Wilson is with us right now. Who's your agent?
Paige Joel, PSI Sports.
Okay, so it's not Scott Boras, so I don't have to say. Scott Boras told us years ago this after Matt we're talking to him about Matt Chapman. He did this whole long, it was like a 5-minute answer to a thing talking about how baseball is going to be in Japan. We all rolled his eyes. By the way, a new deal with Netflix and airing World Baseball Classic in Japan. It's like, oh my God, this guy's vision's coming true. More importantly, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm happy to see you back.
I'm happy to be back.
You know, I think a lot of people need to realize that in a young career, when you start out and you're doing some really good things and some historic things, right? Starting the All-Star Game, there may be some times that you're going to try and gut some things out.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people realize how much when you got hit, the forearm, the hand, how much you gutted that out, played through the All-Star Game. Talk about how you played through the pain, and I totally understand. Why wouldn't you want to play in the All-Star Game?
Yeah, no, obviously the hit by pitch happened, and first the X-rays didn't show much, so I was kind of optimistic. Obviously the All-Star Game happened a week later. Just going out there trying to get healthy and trying to get the pain out so I can go play in the game, and ended up getting a little bit of the pain out of the way, but there was still a good amount there, and it kept lingering on for a couple of weeks, and like I said, just tried to play through it as much as I can until it started to actually really start to bother me, and I was playing through it for a couple of weeks, and when you're trying to play through something that's bothering you as much as that did, it's gonna affect how you go out there every day and play. So I think that we obviously thought the best decision was to get healthy and get the pain out of there so I can come back and be strong for the last month of the season now. So I'm just excited to get back, play with the guys, and like I said, finish out strong.
Did it get to a point to every single time you made contact it hurt?
Yeah, it was bugging me pretty good there for a little bit, and like I said, I think it was in Houston where it started to blow up even more than it did, and it was painful, just being able to try and work through that, trying to grind through that that injury, and like I said, obviously took the time off, and we're back and feeling healthy and feeling strong again.
You're gonna have a long, great career. This is something, a little roadblock that comes up early in your career. What do you think you learned during that time?
Yeah, I think it learns just better to get it healthy earlier. As much as I did. I think that if I would have just took my time at the beginning and just be able to get it healthy, it might have been a little bit shorter of a time period. But obviously, like you said, I try to play through it as every player wants to do. And I think at the end of the day, it happened and you learn from it. And now we're healthy and back to playing baseball every day and doing what I love and being a part of the squad that I'm just super excited to be a part of.
You're dang right. I'm going to play through it. I just got elected into the All-Star Game. There would have nothing you could have done to me would have kept me from. I totally understand. I would have done everything humanly possible to play in the All-Star. Your first All-Star game, a rookie voted in. Yeah, you had to play in that. So I totally understand. So, but here we are. You just had a big game. You're feeling good again.
Yeah.
You got some games left here. Batting title is still out there. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking about these last 30-plus games?
Yeah, I think that, just being able to, last 30 games, just go out there and just have as much fun as I can. And, go out there, play my game, just be able to, do whatever the team needs me to do. And whether I'm hitting in the 5-hole, the 2-hole, lead off, whatever it is, just go out there and do whatever the team needs me to do. And, just try to go out there and win as many games as we can before the end of the season. You
got arguably the best pitcher on the mound tonight. You just were in the clubhouse with the best players. At the All-Star Game, you're with the very best players. I still want to get to that. Mm-hmm. But what's the mentality like when you're going up against arguably the best guy in the game tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely, a day where you wake up, you're like, all right, this is gonna be a tough one. Got to go out there, got to prepare as much as I can. Got to be, ultra focused against those guys. He's one of the best in the game, if not the best. And you got to go out there every day and, you got to compete with the best, and, he is the best. So you got to go out there, have good at bats, and really just go out there and compete as much as you can because, those guys don't make too many mistakes. So you got to go up there and, bring your A game.
How do you prepare for it?
I think you just go back and watch video. Obviously, the times that I've faced him in the past, going back to last year or earlier this year, and just to kind of see what he liked throwing me and what he liked, trying to get guys out with, and just prepare yourself mentally on what you think he's going to throw you, and just be ready for the pitches that you think that you can hit. And he's the best at throwing pitches that guys don't like to hit. So you got to go up there and look for one spot, and hopefully he throws in that area, and you have to be on time and try to hit something hard somewhere.
All right, I wanna go at this through your eyes, what you saw, because one of the greatest things we haven't talked to you about the All-Star Game.
Mhm.
When you first walk into that clubhouse and you see the guys, you see the lockers, you see the names, then you see your name and all your stuff there. What was it like when you first walked in?
It was surreal, being able to walk in and just see the guys and the names that were in that clubhouse. Guys that I grew up in high school and middle school watching. Guys
Yeah.
who have been doing great in this game for a very long time, and just being able to get to know them. Try and pick their brains, just to talk baseball and see how makes them successful, and just being able to talk to them and learn their mindset, and like just being in there and just being able to talk to them. Build these relationships. Every time you play against them, we get to talk to them and kind of just. It's the beauty of baseball. You meet guys, you get to talk to them on second base when you play the infield, and it's pretty awesome to be able to meet those guys and start, like I said, building those relationships with different players.
Was it overwhelming at all?
It wasn't overwhelming. It was definitely a crazy experience. It was craziest thing I think I've ever been able to do it in the sport for sure. But I got to sit next to some great athletes in this game. Just be able, like I said, talk to them and pick their brains a little bit. And I just I loved every bit of it. I told myself I was going to enjoy every single second of it before I got there, and I truly think I did.
How did they act to you? You're the new kid on the block. What was that like, them bringing you in?
No, it was cool. They were super cool to me. Super welcoming. Just being able to, like I said, we just have great conversations, just talk and hang out, just as we do here. It's the same thing there. Just being able to hang out with those guys. Crack jokes, just talk around, hang out, and it's baseball players just being dudes, hanging out and enjoying the time that we got to have together for the couple of days we were there, and ultimately just enjoy the game.
If someone asked what was the one moment that was the best possible thing about the whole entire All-Star or week, what was the one moment?
There was obviously a couple. Being able to be on the red carpet with my fiance was pretty cool. Also, I think taking the field for the game, being announced as a starter was something that I definitely remember for the rest of my life. That was pretty cool for me. That was definitely a special moment, and those two moments right there were awesome. I got to have my family in town, obviously, and just be able to share the week with them was pretty special.
How much does it drive you now? I got to get back here again and again and again.
Wow. Yeah, I think once you experience it for the first time, I think going back, you're just like, I want to be here as much as I can throughout my career. Just be able to get back and be able to enjoy that week again. And I think that after I got to experience the first one, like you said, it's definitely the flight home. You're like, I want to get back here again one day. So it's definitely a goal. To get back there, and obviously you come out here and you do whatever you can to help your team win. All that stuff takes care of itself. So just come out here and see how many wins I can get the A's.
Yeah, well, a lot of people now are asking about Nick Kurtz because he's now the favorite for Rookie of the Year and all of that. But just when you start looking at the young players, it's pretty awesome, the collection of young players right now. When you start to how are you seeing it inside that clubhouse with the young guys and watching young players along with yourself and Nick Kurtz blossom?
Yeah, it's crazy. We don't see too many teams in this game that have that young core like we do. We have a great young core. We're all boys. We all come to the field every day, hang out, and we're just I think we feed off each other. One guy's doing well, everybody else wants to do well. We all pick each other up to go out there and be successful every day. And I think that this is year one with this young squad that we have. Obviously with Kurtz coming up, Denzel and Muncie, and all the guys that got called up this year for the first time. I think it's just the first year. I think next year is going to be even more special with guys coming back with experience underneath their belts, just like I did last year, being able to come into this year with experience under my belt. I think that next year is going to be a really special year when everybody starts to get into their second year and really being able to learn from how their first season went, being able to take it and be successful in the future.
And what people need to realize, whether we're talking to you, we're talking to Kurtz, Clark, Muncie, you name it, Geloff is back up. What a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of talent also coming. You got to see some of these guys. You played with them. You've seen them now also at spring training. Tell us how you see more talent coming.
Yeah, I think that, there's a lot of, we have a lot of great athletes. I just went back on my rehab assignment and obviously went to AAA and played with them for 4 or 5 games. And just see the talent there, the guys who we have that are coming up that are, really, eager to make this squad. I think that, we have a lot of talent coming up, and we're excited to, see, how it all turns out near in the future. And I'm like I said, there's the guys that are just ready to come up here and do their thing, and we have guys here who want to do their thing as well. So it's been great to see, from spring training, obviously starting the minor leagues to spring training to the big leagues, how all these young guys are really, eager to come out here and show the world what they can do.
So you realize the rest of your life, it's All-Star Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have.
Huh?
Pretty
cool.
It's very cool.
Now, when they used to say back of your baseball card, now it's your baseball reference page. Now it's for always will be an All-Star.
Yeah, it's pretty special for me.
Finish up strong. I want to see you battle for that. Whether you get it or not, just be in the conversation for the AL batting title, because we know you can start, you're healthy now, just get a bunch of hits, just to be a part of that conversation. I think it'll be a great way for you to finish out.
Yeah, it'll be great. Thank you so much.